Okay. Okay. I started recording again. So we are done this, right? We have to also make these side view, because when you look at it from the side view from this side, you see, because we are saying it is a square on shaft, so that you have to represent that. How do you make sure that you're conveying that this is circular, these two are circular, and this is not? So you have to draw a side view, right? Because when you look at it from the side view, this will appear as a rectangle, right? Or a square in this case, square on shaft. Okay, and those two other things are circular. Okay, shaft, circular shaft is what we have. So we will draw that. Okay, we'll draw the bigger rectangles first. Circle, we'll use 2-point circle. Okay, first to take this one. Okay, like this. The second point would be this. Okay, like this. We'll move this MO, move. Okay, select the objects, press enter, base point, let's move it. Okay, like this. Okay, this one as well. Okay, another rectangle, I'm sorry, another circle, 2-point circle, taking that snap point. Okay, and this. Okay, this point. Now, or we can take this line here so that we have that center point. Okay, right, that would be better. Find that center point. Now I'll draw that rectangle, REC. Okay, I'm sorry, square. And maximize so that REC. Okay. Okay. Also have to cross it. No. We can take this as a reference otherwise, right? Take this line as a reference. That snap, right? And draw that square like that. Center lines will make them different for this one and that one. L line. We'll draw that line and then indicate that it is a center line. Okay. And change that later. Again, L, starting from there to here. Okay, you can change that this is a center line. Right click, quick properties, make it center line. Same goes for this one. Quick properties, change it to center line. Okay, let's have it somewhat away from this. Okay, and at the right side you just have this one. Okay, so we can copy in the convention one, right? So let me try to copy this silo. Okay, that is not selected. Enter base point, let's say this one, and place it there. Okay, so what you have is a square on shaft. Control C, Control V, Control A, square, sorry, square on shaft. Okay, a line. Okay, like that. Any doubts so far? Yes, no doubts. Okay, so next what we have is holes on circular pitch. Okay, so we'll use an array command here. I'll show you how to use that. So you have to draw two circles. Okay, let's make it somewhat big. Okay, circle. Let's make it center and radius, and draw a circle like this. Okay, the bigger one, and then the smaller one, you can either draw it or offset it. Let's draw it using the snap point of the center, because we have that center snap point on, right? So it will take that snap, and we can draw that like this, right? Why hasn't been? Okay, and also draw these center lines first. Okay, enter to retrieve the line again from here until there, and let's make them quick properties, line type, center line. This is the difference between the two is in properties you have more options. Okay, when you right click this, you have properties and quick properties. So quick properties will only have some like mostly used or general ones, and properties will have more options. So center line. Okay, and you have a circle there, small circle. So this is what we are calling that pitch circle, because it is on this pitch circle that you have those circles, right? So that is our pitch circle. So let us draw a circle there. Okay, right at that intersection point on this size, let's say. Now also you have these center lines for those as well. Okay, so let's draw that as well. Line, enter. Let's start it from there and end it there. Okay, so you have that line there. So if there are multiple things on that same entity, when you click on it, it will ask you which one do you want to select. Okay, clear, right? So if there are multiple entities, it will ask you what is it that you want to select. You want to select that line or the one behind, okay, or none. So I also want to make it center line, I guess. Let's make it center line as well, that smaller one. This line is what you want to select. Right click, make it, go to quick properties and make it center line. Okay, now we will use array command. Okay, so array is basically a repetition, right? There's a pattern there. So the pattern could be either rectangular, okay, depends on the way you want to make it. Okay, rectangular array if you want to make it in rows and columns. Okay, path is where you have, if you want to follow a certain path, okay, you have a spline or some standard line and you want to follow that path, you want to make entities on that line, so you can do that using path array. And then there is polar array, which is what we want, which is what we will use. Polar array is asking us to select objects, so I'll select this one and also this line. He's asking me which line, the front one or the back one, the front smaller one. Okay, I selected that and this. Once you're done selecting, you can press enter. And now he's asking specify center point of array. So this is my center point, isn't it? That's my center point. Okay, now just as in your hatch one, you had a modifying tab open, right? Now you have another one here. So whatever is it that you want to modify can be modified here. So here you can either specify angles, okay, at every 30 degrees you want to have this array, at every 40 degrees, like that, or you can specify the number of items, okay, in 360. So he will distribute them like that. So we want to have 12 entities, I guess. Okay, let's make it 12. Okay, and he'll make 12 pattern. I mean, he'll make it 12 in those 360 degrees. He'll divide the angle so that you have 12 entities in 360 degrees. So like that. And once you're done, you press close array, or you can press even press escape. Okay. Any doubts in that? And we want to copy this. What we could have done is we could have copied the lines first. I mean, arrayed the line first, and then that would have been better, right? Let us do that. Okay. We'll only do the lines first. We'll array the lines. Okay. Use this polar array again. Select that line. It'll ask you which line. You specify the smaller one. Once done selecting, press enter. Center point, this one, and then you have 12 items. Okay. Center point isn't selected, I guess. This line. Okay. Enter. That center point isn't matching. This is why you have a problem. Okay. Mm. So you specify the number of items and then you say close. Now what I'll do is I'll copy this here and then we'll array the circles as well. CO copy. Okay, select the items. Yes, base point, let's say this point, move it there. Okay, like that. Now you can even do it for the circular ones. Polar array, which is this circle, center point. Okay, here as well, 12 items is what we want to array. Okay, any doubts? Let's rename it. Control A. This is holes on circular pitch. Okay, so let's draw a line. Because those circles are basically on that bigger circle, this one, the inside one. That is why we are calling it circular pitch. Okay, so if they are on this circle, then this is what becomes the pitch circle. Okay, like that. Once again, explain how to make it 12. You just have to select. Okay, once you have selected, you see, say here, let's draw this circle and another circle. Okay, if I say I want to array this, okay, this is the object that I want to array or repeat. Basically, once you're done selecting the objects, press enter. Is ask you specify center point of array. Okay, about which, like for example this one, this is the center point, right? This is about that which it is imposing that array. So this center point. Now there you will have the number of items, so you can specify 10 or 12, okay, or 8, and it will divide evenly in that 360 degrees, like that. Clear? And once you're done, you press close array or press escape. Okay, got it. Okay, okay. And the next one is bearings. Okay, if you can see clearly, there are two different ones here. One is having a circle in the middle and the other is having a rectangle. So what does that indicate? Yes. Are those two different? Why do we have two of them there? Do we have names for that? For those two types of bearings? Yes. Still not able to hear. Flexible? No, not flexible. Ball bearings. Yes. The left one is ball bearings, because you see this is a sectional view, isn't it? You're looking at a sectional view here because you have a hatch here. That's why. So sectional view, you are able to see in the middle a circle, right? So if you cut a ball, you will see a circle, isn't it? So that ball is what you have throughout. You have balls. So that's, we call it ball bearings, right? If you have balls all throughout the periphery, you call it ball bearing. And if you have rollers, okay, like cylinders, small cylinders, and then that's, what do we call that? Roller bearings, right? We call them roller bearings. So let's try to draw that. Okay. Start it from here. REC. We have two of them here. So I'll try to draw somewhat small. We'll start from here. Okay. Okay. And then a bigger one, enter again. Okay. Like this. And you'll have to adjust that. Okay. Enter to retrieve the last REC. Okay. Like that. And and then you have all the way through another one. Okay. REC. We'll delete that line. Okay. Once we have drawn, we'll delete that. So which is one? We will trim it. Okay. TRIM. Trim. Select objects. This one. Press enter. We'll trim this one because we don't want it, right? We'll trim that. Now you have, if you can see clearly, you have a hatch here, right? Let me draw a center line as well. I will draw it later. Let's draw it. Okay. Okay, make it center line. Right click, quick properties, center. Okay. And then those two lines is what we want to draw. Here to there, right? And maybe here to there. So you have hatches there and a circle in the middle. Let's choose 2-point circle. Okay, this point and this middle point, and hatches also. So this one only, these two. But let's make it somewhat 5. Yes. Okay. Now that's good, right? Or what we can do is we will delete, we'll trim this, okay, so that we can mirror it. Okay. Enter, trim this part. Okay. We'll mirror that about this line, isn't it? It should be good. Mirror. Mirror what? Mirror these lines. Okay. Okay, because we'll have to explode, because we drew it as a rectangle. We have to explode that. Now this should be good. MIRR. Mirror. What is it that we want to mirror? Of this. Okay, here as well. Because that is there. Let's now when you selected, press enter. This point and any point on that line. Erase source objects, no. And then we'll manually draw this line. No problem with that. Right? And what else? Isn't that what we wanted? What we could have done, you would have copied it, but we can do it and erase. No issues. Because we need just this middle one to change. We'll delete the circle. Okay. That should do, right? But we are running out of space here. Let's make it somewhat small and we'll move it. Let's say this point, move it there, right? Copy it. Copy what? Copy this one, enter. Base point, let's say is this one, and we'll place it here. Falls right beside, or we can have it up and down, no problem with that, right? Let's do it like that. Move. Let's make it in the middle. Okay. F8. So we can place them anywhere like this. Okay. And then copy it. Base point here. Okay. Okay, that was not selected. The top line was not selected. No problem. Okay, and then we'll just delete these circles, right? To draw that rectangle. We have a rectangle here because that is a roller. So you have a rectangle. Delete that as well. We'll draw it here and mirror it. So regarding that, we just have to draw a rectangle. We'll draw a rectangle REC. Right from here, let's say, or maybe even more. Maybe from here. Okay. It becomes a square. From here, let's take it. And up until that point. Okay. So we have a filled space here, isn't it? So because this is completely different, right? We have a white background and the lines are black. So here we have a different case. So we'll fill it with white space, right? So hatch, we have a solid one there, the very first. You can fill it here and there, isn't it? That's where we wanted to fill. Yes. Where there is black, there should be white. Where there is black, there is white. So, and then we can mirror it. MIRR, mirror, mirror this one, and also the rectangle, right? Which polyline? Yes, polyline, isn't it? A rectangle is a polyline, isn't it? You have a combination of lines, and he's showing different. That top line is what is showing, and then the hatch. But we want the rectangle, so we'll select that. Once you are done selecting, press enter. Specify the mirror line. This one, and any point on that line. Let's make it this one. Array source objects, no. Is that clear? Right? We even impose that hatch, no. Okay. Any doubts in that? We are using almost the same commands, isn't it? Except for, I think we used, yeah, almost all the same commands, right? Move, copy, and rectangles. If you want to explode, explode, move. What else was there? Right? Arrays, yes. Arrays we had used in the last one. I was talking about this one. We had used arrays in the last one. Here we haven't used arrays, right? So I forgot to draw this interrupted view here. Okay, you have one here. So every time you're drawing that, you have to, so that it indicates that an interrupted shaft. Bearings is what we want to write. And other than that, in the convention, you just have that cross there instead of all those hashed lines and filled space. So let us try to do that. Okay. CO copy. Select that, enter, specify base point. See this one. We'll place it in the middle, somewhere there. Okay. Again, that line has not been selected. Line. Okay. So I'll delete this hatch. Also this space and the rectangle. Also this. So you can just select it one all at once. How? Erase, and then you select the entities that you want to erase. Polyline, yes. Enter. Okay, even those lines were to be deleted. I'll delete them manually. Right, and then you can just draw those cross lines like that. Enter, retrieve the last command like that. Basically do the same thing here. Erase. Okay, it is selecting the whole thing. Polyline, yes. Also this and this. You can either mirror it or just simply do it again. If it is convenient, just do it again. So you have a, and what was it? What is it that we are representing? Bearings. Control C, Control V, place it here, edit, Control A, bearings. Right? Okay, F8. L, enter, place it there. Okay, the two types of bearings and the conventional representation. Right? Doubts? No. Okay. So only one candidate is listening. No.
Sir, can you send this recording for us, sir, to practice?
No, I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I'll ask if it is possible. I'll do that. And there you can find it on the web as well. That's not a problem. But for this recording, I'm not sure if I can send that. Okay. We'll see. So you have a class after this lab, right? I have taken the attendance. Okay. So you can join the next class. Okay. Send lab manual. Okay. I'll ask whether that the lab manual that I have is finalized or not. And then I'll send it, hopefully. Okay. Thank you. Any more doubts you can ask? We still have 2 minutes. Okay, then I'm ending the meeting. Okay. Thank you.